Welcome you guys in the fourth session of this subject. This is forms of organization that we are going to discuss about, and you are a PCA student. And let us start from the cooperative form of organization. And just to uh, connect the previous class with the current one, I am just uh, having a kind of little bit glimpse of the previous session that we had discussed about. We had discussed about the partnership form of organization, joint stock company, Hindu undivided family. And Hindu undivided family, we had two different schools, that was the Mitaksha and Dayabhaga, and both of them had a little bit thin line difference. So now, guys, this is also kind of a joint venture, or means a kind of partnership. But when we are talking about the cooperative form of organization, it is a kind of society that we can start up, and the members are themselves, they are the beneficiaries, and they are the active employees also. So therefore this is called cooperative form of organization, or cooperative societies, you can say. So if we just go by the text, you will come to know. I think I'm audible to all of you. uh, and the text which I have shared with you, it is visible to all of you. Correct. Okay, let us continue. Cooperative organizations are generally started by the poor and economical weak sections to promote their common economic interests through business propositions. The basic philosophy of cooperative organization is self-help and mutual help. The primary objective of any cooperative organization is to render service to its members. In this respect, it is different from the other three forms of organizations, which are primarily meant for making profit. So, guys, this is also one of the main difference which separates this cooperative form of organization with the other type of form of organization. This is the, it is not it is not formed just to make profit. The important features of the cooperative organization are service in place of profit, mutual help in place of competition, self help in place of dependency, and moral solidarity in place of unethical business practices. So let us move further with the same form of organization so that you can very well understand about this. Guys, this is the definition of cooperative organization. So that is given by International Labor Organization. It is also an important institution, ILO, International Labor Organization. So, guys, what is it? That is, cooperative organization is an association of persons, usually of limited means, who have voluntarily joined together to achieve a common economic, and through the formation of a democratically controlled business organization, making equitable contributions to capital required and accepting a fair share of uh, the profit and benefits of undertaking. A little bit cutting is over there above for the text, but you can very well understand. So, guys, a cooperative society is means capital pool is created through membership, and those who are the member, they are the beneficiary also. That you need to understand, because so many things can be done only because of the presence of the capital. So if there is single person who is investing capital, so definitely he is going to charge profit because he has arranged the capital. But if the capital is being arranged by different people or group of people, so they can collect the money and they can start doing their business, and this business will help these members, those who have collected the money. So therefore it is also called self-help group. Then guys, we have different definition also, like Indian Cooperation Society Act 1912 section 4 defined it as a society which has an objective of the promotion of economic interest of its members in accordance with cooperative principles. So through which we can just find out some of the main features, because ultimately through these definitions we need to find out the main features of cooperative society. Like we have voluntary or association, because those who want to really means happily, they should become the member of the society. They means making member is not forced. Voluntary association, as stated above, persons desirous of pursuing a common objective can form themselves into an association and leave the same as and when one likes. This has two important connotations. So connotations mean definition. Like any person can become member irrespective of caste, creed, religion, color, sex. Second point is a member come together to form themselves into an association without any coercion or intimidation. This is also important, both of the things. Then autonomy and stability. So, guys, if we talk about the autonomy and stability within, what does it mean? Autonomy means we are free to take our decisions. Stability means it is for longer period of time. So, guys, within the limits set by the Constitution, the general law, and its chapter, a cooperative society is a self governing organization. It is self sufficient, self renewing, and self controlling with its jurisdiction. Like a company, a cooperative organization also enjoys a separate and independent entity distinct from that of its members. As such, it has a perpetual life and is not affected by the entry and exit of members. I think it is clear to you, all of you. I think it is clear. Then, guys, we have democratic. Democratic. Do you know what is democratic? Or you can say democracy. So here the members can enjoy the democracy also as well. So what is democracy? Democracy means it is like we in India we have democratic environment and we have chosen our government through democracy. So it is means what kind of democratic government is there? Democracy. And it is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Means it is created by the people, journal people, and it is for the people, and it is by the people. So all these things are involved in democratic management. So guys, the management of cooperative organization vests in a managing committee elected by members on the basis of one member, one vote, irrespective of the number of shares held by any member. It is the general body of the member which lays down the board broad framework of policy within which the managing committee can to function. So guys, uh, democracy is thus the keynote of the management of the cooperative society. Then capital. If we talk about capital, guys, as I have just told you, the capital is procured, means collected from its members in the form of share capital. However, the share capital constitutes only a limited source of business finance. Major part is raised either by way of loan from the government and the apex cooperative institutions or by way of grants and assistance from the central or state government. Then, guys, we have government control. In India, all cooperative societies are registered under Cooperative Society Act 1909 or other state cooperative society act. So that you need to understand. So if we are going through this cooperative society, then another feature, that is service motive, guys. The primary objective of any cooperative society is to provide service to its members. As you know, in case of the other three forms of organizations, the primary objective is to earn profit. But here you need to understand that while you are into a cooperative society, you need to keep in your mind that your primary objective is to serve to the society or to serve to its members, importantly. Then the seventh point says about the limited return on capital. Why it is so? Guys, in cooperative system, profits are distributed among the shareholders for the capital they have contributed. But the rate of dividend paid to the shareholder is limited to 9% as per the Cooperative Society Act. Then, guys, you have this distribution of surplus. So, how you are going to distribute the surplus? This is also important that you need to understand. In case of a partnership firm and a company, profits are distributed among the members in the ratio of the capital contributed by each of them. In case of cooperative societies, after giving a limited dividend to shareholders, The surplus profits are distributed in the form of bonus. Guys, this bonus is not the proportion of the share capital, but in the proportion of the business they have done with the society. For example, in case of a consumer cooperative society, bonus is paid in the proportion of the purchase made by the members from the society. Similarly, in case of a producer's society, bonus is paid in the proportion of the goods delivered for the sale of the society. Now, guys, uh, as we have understood, we have different type of cooperative society, like producer society or different type of society. So, like here we have classification of society, cooperative societies. So let us begin with these types of classification of cooperative societies. So, guys, cooperatives were started in different fields to promote the well-being of different sections of the society. Therefore, there are different types of cooperative societies. The important types are given below. The first one is consumer cooperatives. So, guys, this people who want to obtain their day-to-day household goods at reasonable prices from consumer cooperative societies. The main objective of these society is to protect the members from the evils of unfair trade and the steep rise in prices. So this is just to protect their members. So in market, the prices may fluctuate, but if it is through its member, so they are just charging limited price. So these societies purchase goods in bulk from wholesalers or producers and sell them to its members, sometimes also to non-members, but most probably and most of the time it is to the members. Now, guys, the second part says about the producers cooperatives. These are the societies formed by the small industrial producers and artisans. They are also called industrial cooperatives. The main objective is to protect the small producers and workers from exploitation. They provide credit facility, supply raw materials, market the products produced by members, and help the members to buy machinery on hire purchase. So, guys, this is the then we have marketing cooperative. So these type of cooperative societies are useful while we need to have a marketing skills where it is needed. So when the producers form into a cooperative society for the purpose of arranging the sale of their output, it is called marketing cooperative. These societies are started in order to protect producers from exploitation by the middlemen when they market their products. Now, guys, the fourth one, which is very important for one to start, this is housing cooperative, because uh, we can have each and everything but except the house. become a difficult things for any person. So therefore, housing cooperatives are also there. They came into being. So guys, these societies mainly operate in urban areas. They are mainly formed to provide housing facility to its members. The housing societies acquire land, plan the layout, and construct houses, and later allot them to the members. Some of them simply develop the land and allot plots to its members, who then construct houses on their own. The society helps in arranging loans for them. Now, guys, we have credit cooperatives. As the name suggests, how they are going to help us? Guys, cooperative societies are started by persons who are in need of credit. Credit means money. Such societies provide credit to their members at a reasonable rate of interest. These credit societies may be classified into agriculture credit societies and non-agriculture credit societies. Guys, agriculture credit societies are started to provide loans to farmers to meet the expenses in cultivation. These societies may be further classified into two groups. So these are the groups. The first one is the societies which provide short-term and medium-term credit, and the second is societies which are concerned with a long-term credit. And guys, another one is non-agricultural credit societies. So these are formed by the employees of industrial units and various institutions. They can also be organized by small traders, artisans, and people of low income groups in towns and cities to meet their credit requirements. Under this category, there are cooperative urban banks, thrift societies, employees credit societies, industrial cooperative banks, house mortgage banks, then farming societies. So it is related to farms. Like economies of large scale business operations cannot be delivered by small farmers. Therefore, small farmers form into a cooperative society, carry on the work jointly, and share the returns. These societies are most helpful to small managerial farmers and enable them to get the advantage of large scale of operations. So therefore, here also the scope of cooperative societies are there. So in addition to cooperative described above, so there are many other types of cooperatives because of principle of cooperation is extended to a large number of activity operations. So there are cooperatives such as processing cooperative, construction, that can also be classified. Transport cooperatives, auto rickshaw cooperative, washerman cooperative, this type of union they create. Then merits and limitations. So if we just go by the merits. So this is easy formation, limited liability, social service, motive is there. Then state assistance is also there, open membership, supply of goods at cheaper rate. Then guys, after this we have some of the limitations, or you can say the disadvantages. For example, lack of business acumen, absence of mutual interest, lack of interest, lack of coordination, corruption, possibility of because there are a lot of members. So corruption may be possible, but still we can protect. Lack of secrecy is there, insufficient motivation is there. So here you are given some of the questions, just go through it, and just I'll ask after 2 minutes. Just go through the questions. Okay, guys, just check your progress. State whether the following statements are true or false. Earning profit is the primary objective of cooperative organization. So, what do you say? Is it true or false? Anyone from your side, guys? If you are able to listen to me, anyone? Yes, speak out. I think it is damn easy. Unmute yourself, then speak out so that I can understand you are responding in the class or not. So, therefore, this section is there. Check your understanding. Check this activity is there. Speak out. Is it true or false? Speak out. Guys, if I am audible to you, yes, guys, am I audible? Anyway, so let us move further. Should I move further? Anyway, because here you are given some section also. This is the sum of summing up means it is a kind of summary over there. But in place of giving going through this summary, we can start the new topic in this. Under block 1, unit 3 can be started. Hope you guys are able to see this screen. Uh, this is unit number 3, which has been started from the previous section. This is 2.8, some useful books. Then answer to check your progress, unlimited. These are the answers of the previous section. Then terminal questions are there. Okay, so let us start. Begin with the unit number 3. This is also a form of organizations, business organization. Second, part second. It is not 11. This is part second. So the objectives will be discussed, then introduction, then requisites of an ideal form of business organization, then comparison uh, of various form of organizations, criteria for choice of organization is there, criteria at the beginning, at the time of sharing a business, criteria at the time of expression, then choice of form of organizations, then again the summary is there. So guys, let us begin with the objectives of the unit. So by the end of this unit, you should be able to state the features of an ideal form of business organization. Compare the four forms of business organization that we have previously discussed in the previous two units. Then outline the criteria for the choice of form of business organization. So let us start with the introduction of the unit. So here uh, in unit number 2 we learned about that there are four forms of business organization. Visualizes sole proprietorship, partnership, joint stock company and cooperative society. You have also learned about the main features, merits and limitations of each of these four forms. Guys, sole proprietorship and partnership have the advantages from the point of view of the control, secrecy, motivation, ease of formation, and low cost of organization, but they suffer from the drawbacks of limited resources, limited managerial ability, with unlimited liability. The company form of organization and other on the other hand has the advantages of more resources, limited liability, and diverse managerial ability. Guys, when you plan to set up a new business, you have to decide which form of organization is more suitable for the proposed business, and for this you have to critically analyze and suitability of each of the four forms of organizations in the light of the nature proposed business. This is a very crucial decision because it determines the power and responsibility of the entrepreneur and the division of profits and losses. Once it is chosen, it is very difficult and to change it. In this unit, we will learn about the requisites of a good form of organization, compare the four forms of organizations, analyze the factor influencing the choice of organization from, and decide which form is the most suitable in the given situation. I think now you are having the idea of unit number 3, because we discussed, because such kind of question may be in your mind. So we have different type of organizations, form of organization, but which one is suitable for me? So therefore, you need to understand what kind of organization is and what are the requisites, what are the important things that your form of organization should have. So let us begin with the thing. Before we discuss how to select a particular form of business Am I audible, guys? So, guys, here this is ease of formation. So, an important factor for preferring a particular form of organization to another is the ease with which a business can be brought into existence. The comparative case ease of difficulty in forming a particular form of organization mainly depends on the three factors: formation expenses by way of registration fee, stamp duty fee, of legal experts, charges involved in the drafting of documents, obtaining licenses, etc., and legal formalities and procedural delays, etc. Guys, unless it is very essential, it is better to go for an organization which is easy to form. Second is scope of raising capital. The choice of organization mainly depends on the amount of capital required, which is determined by the nature of business and the scale of our operations. For example, if you want to open a retail shop in groceries, the amount of capital needed will not be much. But if you want to set up a sugar factory, you may require a large amount of capital. Ideal form of organization is one which provides scope for raising the amount of capital as and when required. Then, guys, we have this extent of liability. You know that the element of risk and uncertainty is prevalent in each business. In view of this, normally the businessmen prefer limited liability. Obviously, limited liability is considered as an important feature of a good form of organization. However, a certain amount of risk is also found to be important to provide the needed spur for initiative drive and involvement in business. Many times, the absence of such spur leads to weakness, insufficiency, and even dishonesty on the part of the management personnel. Personnel means the staff, the employees. Then, guys, the fourth one says about the flexibility of operations. So, if such kind of features are there in your organization, so the best or form of organization will be chosen. So, flexibility of operations, the form of organization should be very flexible and adaptable to changing business conditions without much difficulty or completion. For example, if you want to expand your business, diversify or modernize the plant and equipment, the organization should be able to meet all requirements. Now, guys, we have this fifth feature. This is important: stability and continuity. Stability and long life of business is desirable from the point of view of owners, employees, and customers. Employees always prefer a stable and continuous employment. If the business is stable, the owner should be able to formulate plans for the future and to make investments paying for a considerable length of time. From the customer's point of view, also regular supply of goods and services is expected to meet their needs. An ideal form of organization is one which provides reasonable amount of stability to the business. Then, guys, sixth point is very important. This is effectiveness of business management, because management plays important role, and while we are taking decision of expanding our business or meeting out the different expenses or cut down the expenditures, there are a number of decisions which are being taken in the day-to-day activity of the business. So if you are able to make your management effective in a particular form of organization, so that would be suitable for you. As you know that the success of any business enterprise depends on the efficiency of management. Managerial efficiency depends on skills, motivation, flexibility, adaptability, etc. So, guys, it is difficult for an individual to possess all these qualities. Now, the 7 point says about that this extent of government control and regulations. If the governmental control and regulations are too many, the enterprise may have to divert a lot of time, money, and energy for complying with legal formalities and institute instructions. Guys, in some cases, there may be too much interference by the government officials in the day-to-day business of the firm. No doubt, the investors, creditors, and customers trust the business enterprises whose activities are properly regulated by the government. But too much government interference is not favored by the entrepreneurs because it mars their initiative and disrupts the working of their business. Now, guys, 8 point is also equally important, which says about the business secrecy. In business, it is important to maintain business secrets because leaking them out to competitors, therefore, a form of organization which enables retention of business secrets is preferred to the one wherein business secrets are difficult to preserve. Then, guys, we have tax burden. Business taxes like sales tax, excise duty, and custom duties are charged on certain products and services. Hence, such taxes affect all forms alike and they will not affect the choice. But the income tax liability is different from one form of organization to other. Naturally, the form of organization which attracts the minimum amount of tax of this tax liability is considered as an ideal form. From this point of view, company form of organization is considered to be best because it enjoys a number of tax reliefs which are not available in case of other form of organization, guys. Now 10th point says about the ownership prerogatives. Guys, some persons have a very strong desire to control the entire business activities themselves and place a great value upon their right of personal leadership. Some personal some persons are desirous of sharing the responsibilities and risk of a business. Some people may want to own a part of capital without a strong desire to control the affairs of the business. You can also find some persons who are not ready to bear the business risk. An ideal form of organization takes care of such prerogatives of the owners. Now, guys, comparison of various form of organization. So, such kind of comparison should always be there while we are trying to seek one of them. So, guys, we have learned that an ideal form of organization should have the features of easy formation, limited liability, scope to raise enough capital, business secrecy, flexibility, stability in operations, less government controls, less tax burden. So, there are four basic form of organization: sole proprietorship, partnership, company, cooperative society. In the light of above features identified for an ideal form of organization, let us now compare the features of these form of organizations. With such comparisons, probably we can identify that form of organization which fulfill all the ideal features. So guys, these are here we have this tabular chart. You can go through and you can yourself take the decision, like comparative study of different form of organization. We have a basis of comparison like formation. So under sole proprietorship, we have easiest formation, no legal formality is required. But under partnership, quite easy, no rigidity, legal formalities. In private limited company, guys, we have difficult due to legal formalities. In public limited company, quite difficult due to many legal formalities. Under cooperative organization, guys, few legal formalities are there Then specific regulation, second basis. So specific regulation, there is no one, none. In partnership, we have Indian Partnership Act 1932. 1932, it is 1932, guys. Under Private Limited Company, Company Act 1956. And for Public Limited Company, it is also Companies Act 1956. But for cooperative organization, guys, we have Cooperative Society Act 1912. We are given some other also. You can just have a look. I think you are understanding the things very well. If you are having any confusion, you can ask. Should I go ahead? Should I continue? Okay. Legal status, if we talk about, no separate legal status is there under sole proprietorship. And under partnership, we have no separate legal status. And for limited company, we have separate legal status. And for public limited company, we have separate legal status. For cooperative organization, we have separate legal status. Now, while we are talking about the membership, guys, this is the fourth one. Membership, single owner is there, minimum 2, maximum 10 in banking business, and 20 in others. And in private limited company, minimum is 2 and maximum 50. For public limited company, it is minimum 7 and no maximum limit. Cooperative organization, we have minimum 10 and no maximum limit. Then, guys, we have fifth point, that is capital, very limited capital, larger capital resources. Any amount of capital can be raised. No substantial resources is there. Then management and ownership. So owner management, control risk, and ownership generally go together. Complete separation of management from ownership, and no managed by all members, not management. Then seventh is managerial expertise, very limited expertise, scope for expertise, very wide scope for expertise, scope for expertise. Then eighth point says about the owner's liability. Under sole proprietorship, it is unlimited, and partnership unlimited. Then company form of organization limited. Then for cooperative limited, subject to bylaws. Then basis for profit sharing, it is fully enjoyed by the owner, shared by partners, shared by owners in the proportion of shares held. shared by owners in the proportion share held, and volume of business by each member. 10th point says about the ownership transfers. So at will and relatively easy, restricted and relatively difficult. Here also, restricted and relatively difficult, at will and very easy, and here it is restricted. Then, guys, 11th point says about the business stability depends upon the life of the owner, depends upon the life, insolvency, retirement of partners, then perpetual existence, death, insolvency of the members does not affect the life, then perpetual existence, death, insolvency in member does not affect the life. Death, insolvency of its member does not affect the life. So this is the important feature because of the death of the owner. So if the business is not affected, so it is treated to be good. Then business secrets, full secrecy is there. Secret shares by the partners, secret shared by the members, exposed to public, exposed to members. State of regulation, if we go through, there's almost nil, very little, considerable regulations, excessive regulations, and considerable regulations. Then, guys, we have tax liability. No special income tax is there. No special income tax. Heavily taxed and income is double taxed. Heavily taxed income is double taxed. Exemption from income tax. Therefore, cooperative society is being practiced. Then, guys, 15th is flexibility. It is an elastic. Which one? Sole proprietorship. Organization there is no need of written document. It can be changed only by the consent of all the partners. It requires partnership deed which can be changed by the consent of all the partners. It is an elastic organization. It is an unelastic organization. It is memorandum of association is difficult to change. It can be changed through the permission of the government. Then it is an unelastic organization. Its memorandum of association is difficult to change. It can be changed through the permission of government. Then auditing of accounts. This is again an important criteria. Auditing of account. Guys, here under sole proprietorship, it is not required. For partnership form of organization, it is not required. For company, it is compulsory, and for cooperative society, it is also compulsory. And 17, the last point says about winding up, means while we are closing down the factory or the business concern. So it is a sole proprietorship organization, it is at will. Even the partnership also at will under the act, under the act, and under the act. So, guys, here it is conclusively said that if you carefully analyze table 3.1, which we had a comparison, you will realize that no single form of organization is having all the ideal features. You can uh, find each form of organization having some of these features. Each form is good in some aspects and not good in other aspects. For instance, sole proprietorship and partnership form of organizations are considered good from the point of view of case of formation, ease of formation, freedom from government regulations, ownership interests, retention of business secrets, etc. But the same features are not prevalent much in company form and cooperative form of organizations. Guys, company form and cooperative forms are ideal from the point of view of limited liability, scope of raising capital, professionalized management, continuity of life, etc. So, guys, it is difficult to treat any one form as ideal in all our aspects and suitable in all situations. So, guys, this is the activity which is given to you. I think it is enough for today. Should I close down? Okay, bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice time.
Thank you.